All, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you for being here tonight. It shows you care about your city very much, just like we, 10 people up here, do. I also want to thank the people at home watching and the people who will read about it tomorrow and the next 11 days in the Globe Gazette. I came to Mason City in 1989. I was 5 at the time. My parents believed this was the best place to raise their children, and I couldn't agree with them more. This is a wonderful community with wonderful people, and I've had the great privilege to get to know some of those people and become friends with them. And I consider many people in this community my family members. Beyond that, back onto the campaign trail, economics is huge in this campaign, I think. When you look at where our city sits, we're on the verge of more growth west, more growth north, and I think that's great. The more jobs we bring in, the more business we bring in, the better. I support the construction of the Civic Center or / Convention Center, whatever you prefer to call it, because anytime you go to a city like Minneapolis or Indianapolis or Des Moines, they've all got something like that brings in people from the outside for a purpose of a convention or a concert or something like that, where they come in, they spend their money there, and then they go back out into the community. They go to the restaurants, they go to the stores, they spend money, and it puts money into our economy. City government is a purest form of government because it's the form of government that is closest to the people. It's not like a senator or a congressman where you're in Washington for 9 months. City government, you're right here every day. We live with each other and we work with each other. And that's why I felt this was the best job, the best political position that I could run for. Why not start at the best government? Lastly, I want to make the point, and this is the biggest point I can make tonight, is that I'm up here with no hidden agenda. I'm only 19 years old. I haven't had time to make enemies. I'm not going to work for one specific part of the community. I will work for every one of you out there and every one of you at home tonight because we are all one and the same. We're residents of Mason City, and we want the best for the future of Mason City. Again, I'm sitting here tonight with no hidden agenda. I'm up here telling you what's on my heart and what's on my mind, and that's all I can ever tell you. We're going to work together as a team, and I will always, always work for you. Do I want to be your mayor is a simple question and answer, because I love my city. I've been very fortunate to live here. I'd be very fortunate to be able to come back here and raise my future children here, because of the type of people that live here. I'm qualified to be mayor for a couple of reasons. Number one, I've been a leader since as long as I can remember, whether it be at daycare or at school. I mean, you can see in yourself what you're able to do, and the mark of a leader is not getting more leaders. Not getting more followers, it's getting more leaders. And you look at some people that I'm associated with, they're no longer followers. They go out and they do things, and that's what every person in this community should be like. They should be able to be a leader of something that they care about. If you care about the overpass, underpass, get involved with that. If you care about the budget, get involved with that. I'm qualified because I care about people, and I've worked on different committees. I volunteered for 4 years with the Youth Task Force. I've worked on the 2010 Strategic Plan Committee. I worked on other committees. It's about involvement, and I've seen different aspects of city government. I've seen different aspects of people. I work with a lot of different kinds of people, and I go to school with a lot of different kinds of people. And so I know how to deal with different types of situations, and that is what makes me qualified to be mayor.
We'd now like to know what you feel is the biggest challenge facing Mason City, and we'll start that with Richard Dedor.
I think the biggest challenge that we as a city face, and I've said this before, is working as a team. You know, finding out what each of us wants collectively and without argument, but with discussion and seeing what the pros and cons are of each thing. You know, there are some cons with spending this money with the Civic Center and with the development on the north part of the loop there. There's some cons to that, but there's pros to that as well. And I think that's probably the biggest obstacle any government will ever face, is weighing what you do and when you do it. I also will agree that, this is the third time I'm going to say this tonight, that teamwork is the key to success. However, I believe when we're talking about this question here, we're talking mostly in terms of businesses and economics. And in the study of economics, it's very cornerstone for you to understand that in economics, we as a people, as individuals, and as a city are going to work in our rational self-interest. We're going to look at ourselves first and others second. We want to maximize our own satisfaction. And yes, we want to work as a team, but when it comes down to it, we want the business to come to us. We don't want it to go to some other community. So teamwork, yes, but there comes a point when we worry about ourselves.
Oh, the two debates we had, or two forums we had, were awesome. They were. I was nervous for the first one. That was the Globe Gazette one. I was nervous for that one, and for the last hour of the show, I had to go to the bathroom. But I thought it would look bad if I got up and went. But all in all, I felt very pleased with the way I handled certain situations, some of the questions I got asked, and the way the people there responded to me, especially after the Elks Forum. They were so supportive, and they said they were proud of my parents, and they were proud of me, and just to have people say that just humbles you. It humbles you. And I remember I'm upset because I didn't get the last comment at the Elks Forum on tape. I don't have it. And it was probably the best unscripted comment I'm ever going to make. But it was just about democracy and freedom, and why we should be proud of ourselves for what we've been able to do here in Mason City, and that we don't have, guns and armed guards standing there when we go vote. We get to voice our opinion, and we're not told how to vote like some countries are. And that's what made this so great. I said, we have 10 people up here, and 9 of us are going to have to lose, but we're all very proud of ourselves, and we're proud of each other. So that's the great thing about America and democracy, is that we're all here for the long haul, and we're all here for the betterment of our country. Night, man.